Oh, I was wondering, Sophia, where your partner in crime is, and lo and behold, he is waiting to make a dramatic entrance. There's Benji. Hey everyone, happy Wednesday, happy hump day from the Wildcat Sanctuary. I see one of our rescued residents, hybrid cat Benji, who is a Bengal, one of about 30 plus hybrid rescues who call the Wildcat Sanctuary their forever home. You guys know that we specialize in making sure that these little wildcats, these little hybrid wildcats, are seen and understood for what they are, and living a compassionate life here at TWS, but also kind of take part in making a difference for other hybrid cats out there just like them yet to come to Sanctuary. So happy to have you, Mr. Benji. And as a matter of fact, I'm kind of stationed up here outside of Hybrid Haven intentionally. I wanted to go over and show off some of the items that have been purchased from the Cats in Crisis wish list. There's been a lot of moving parts in this Cats in Crisis campaign. One of them being the wish list, where you can purchase very much the items that we need to help with our emergency preparedness plan that we set out with this Cats in Crisis campaign. So we're going to get a little cat time in, and then we'll get a little Cats in Crisis time in, and really just hang out with the folks. So say hi to Benji. Here's Sophia. I'm going to say hi to the folks. Hey, Sherry. Hope all is well. Hey, Marcy Sanborn. Good afternoon to you. Carrie Miller saying hi to myself and Benji. Thanks for saying hi to Big Benj. Hey, Kelly S. Danielle Z. Here to see Sophia. Well, there she is. The one, the only Sophia. And they were a part of, hey, Kathy Silva, good morning to you. They were a part of kind of a handful of hybrid cat moves that took place here in Hybrid Haven. Probably about kind of much earlier in spring, as a matter of fact. We were doing some musical cats, trying to figure out if Savannah Lloyd was going to spark up some companionship among some of our hybrid rescues. And kind of a cascading effect of whenever we're doing kind of play dates like that, Mr. Benji. Come here, Mr. Cutie Pie. He says, I'm staying right here and keeping my eyes out for the caretaker. But obviously that kind of comes with, all right, well, let's try this cat here, and we'll move these cats there, and so on and so forth. So Benji and Sophia kind of ruling the roost right up here in the front of Hybrid Haven. And truth to tell, these are two of probably our most social hybrid rescues that we have here at TWS. So if you were to ask Benji and Sophia, they say we love having front row seats to all of the action from the caretaking staff here in the front of Hybrid Haven. Hey, Maria Vaughn, good morning to you. Saying hi to Kiara the dog as well, who, truth to tell, is right behind me, slinking around, nose to the ground, doing what a dog does best, getting excited when humans come about. There she goes off with some zoomies. Typical Kiara, patrolling, relaxing, doing all the things that you would expect a sanctuary dog to do. Barbara S. commenting, they have beautiful coats. And objectively speaking, Barbara, you're right, they do. The rosettes, the spots, the big beautiful kind of bands and stripes that you find in these hybrid cats is unfortunately one of the main reasons as to why these types of cats find themselves in the situation that they do. Is that people are understandably kind of knocked over the head by the sheer beauty of these hybrid cats without kind of doing further research. They're just looking at this cat with their rose-colored glasses. It's beautiful, and the rest will just work itself out. But we know the reality of the situation is, despite this cat's beauty, I think that's an indication of something larger, which is their wild side. Pretty lady, Yeah. But as I said, I want to hang out with Benji and Sophia, but I also wanted to check out some of the items that have been purchased from the Cats in Crisis Amazon wish list that we've set up, a bunch of emergency items that help us maintain our emergency preparedness, as well as make us a little more equipped for dealing with international rescues. Mr. Guy, we can't have a post at the Wildcat Sanctuary without a little cat time. But after we go, Benji's like, look at the big bad bobcat. Caretaker Elise, very gingerly moving some heavy shelving. Good work, Elise. Just waiting for that machinery to go by so everyone can hear me. She says, I'll take care of this intermission here. We'll take care of the intermission, Miss Sophia. Nothing to worry, Mr. Ben. She's just dropping off some shelving. Alrighty. There we go. Off she goes in the Bobcat. I can hear myself a little bit better. I got a lawnmower on the other side of me. There's always something happening at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Ain't that the truth? And a lot to get done in a day and no time to waste. All right. Here we are. So first of all, thank you to those who have shopped the Cats in Crisis wish list. I pulled just a small handful of items from Tammy's office. There's already been a host of items that have been purchased, albeit there are still plenty of items left. And looking forward to kind of promoting some of these items. Maybe you yourself purchased the item and want to pipe up and claim how generous you are for supporting our Cats in Crisis campaign. I'd love to give a shout out. But first things first, kind of standing outside our emergency garage. And I'm going to pull this down. We even have it labeled here. You can see all of our emergency equipment is kept here. And so this is the emergency equipment that we already have in supply. And I think after 4 years of being here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, I think it's, at the end of the day, it's the biggest cliche of expect the unexpected. And that's just the darn truth. And expect the unexpected, that means preparedness. And obviously that is compounded when we have living animals in the equation. And we need to be as prepared as possible in an emergency situation to make sure that we are shepherding our animals to safety or what have you in any type of situation. So here is our kind of on-site emergency garage, and I'm going to go through a few things in there. But first off, one thing that was purchased from the new wish list is this huge 35-gallon water tank. This is going to allow us to fill with potable water. That's potable water for humans and cats. Think of a situation like Dash's rescue when we were called to a property that our truck and trailer was hardly able to fit down. Kind of precarious driving conditions. Who knows? We could have gotten stuck back there. We would need water for the humans. We would need water for the cats. If we're going across country, that's eliminating extra stops that we would have to make if we needed to refill the much smaller water jugs that we have now with our rescue equipment. So that's the first thing I saw that I did a big, oh yeah, that's going to be very, very crucial. And another quick little, two little safety things that go a long way and that we appreciate: some cones and some safety vests. I think just on this live post, we've heard all the equipment going on around me. Let's say we're unloading a cat in the middle of the night, which we have done with Tigers, Tarek, and Polina. We want to be visible. We want to make sure that the staff are visible. We want to make sure that maybe some people who are helping unload are staying visible and safe. vests are going to be crucial. We have some cones that we can set up as well if maybe we just need to create a perimeter. And then the other one that I was very excited about is a portable sump pump. These sump pumps we use quite frequently, more frequently than we want to admit in the spring months when the water is pretty much just kind of encompassing the sanctuary after winter with all that melted snow. Well, this is going to allow us to bring it on a rescue. I'm going to also think back to Dash's rescue. And if we could have drained out some of the areas that we had to bring the crates in, we wouldn't have damaged the wheels, which made it even harder to get the cats crated. Expect the unexpected, and that's exactly what this Cats in Crisis campaign is, or part of it is at least, is helping just flesh out our emergency preparedness plan and making sure that we have everything and anything that we can need to service any cat in need. And I'm looking in our kind of current garage. You're going to see things like heat lamps, which I have right here in front of me. Extension cord that is designated to this garage. That extension cord lives in this garage. We have separate extension cords in our pole shed. Everything again lives in this garage and is only utilized when we are in need of emergency situations. So all this equipment's been tested, all of it's been accounted for, and so we know what we have and where we need to go when we need it at a moment's notice. Seeing things like stretchers, seeing things like cooling implements. Obviously, we have our 2 big generators here. That's another thing you might see on the wish list, is also one of those large generators that we would be keeping with our new rescue trailer. But then at the end of the day, everyone, it's just a lot of little things that come together to kind of piece a larger picture of safety and preparedness. And anything from the blowers, I see first aid kit just on stock, locked and loaded. Coolers for meds, for ice, you name it. Backup cooling units. Man. It's cool to think that we're just wanting to prioritize every single thing that we can for the cats. And we appreciate you guys for understanding that and helping facilitate that. I love the smell of grass being cut in the morning. Hey, Miss Sophia. Now, typically, we don't get the best service in Hybrid Haven, but I'm going to risk it for a biscuit, and we might try walking down one of the alleyways. I'm going to catch up on some comments here. Colton's wondering if Noonda's around. Xena or Noonda, 2 of Henyatta's sponsor kiddos. I will certainly try. As I was just saying, service can be a little tough there in Hybrid Haven. I also have a lawnmower happening in that part of Hybrid Haven, so we'll see if I can get back there with let alone being heard, but also with cell phone service. Good morning, Diane. Thanks for joining us today. Karen Anderson, thank you for that comment. Kathy Silva sympathizing about all that water we were left with after winter. Lots of snow that we had to pump on out of a lot of habitats, and glad that we can add another sump pump to the arsenal, and more importantly have a one that's going to stay with our emergency kit. Let's see, looking at a few more comments here before we get rolling. That's right, Karen A. Also pointing out, looking at our emergency set, that everything is neat and orderly. And let's go check in on some servals first, since that lawnmower may be a little loud for me right now. see if I can scope out a few of their favorite cuddle puddle spots. Right in front of me was where I saw part of the group yesterday. Let's keep cruising. I see a curious little diva. I'll come and say hi to you, Miss Diva. I see a cuddle puddle happening. Let's see who's involved. Here's Mr. Bosco and Lizzie having themselves a patented serval cuddle puddle. I'm cruising around my eyeballs and I don't see Noondah or Phoenix. They must be staking out in their own little cuddle puddle spot. Glad we get to check in with some of our serval rescues though. That's our along with Shadow, Bosco, who's looking at us, is one of our oldest rescues here at the Wildcat Sanctuary at 22 years old. Torben B, 200 stars. Thank you for that, Torben. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Kathy Silva saying you're thinking about Buddy the Bobcat this morning and asking how he's doing. Buddy's doing well. Buddy was a part of some of the potential cat mergers happening in quarantine. So it would have been Buddy, Bella, Brianna, and Lynx Ramsey. Ramsey, the only Lynx, the rest being Bobcats, who were brought up to quarantine to try to see if there was some potential companionships for those cats. It's looking like it's going to be Brianna and Ramsey who are going to be walking away with companionship after the play dates and evaluation from our caretaking staff. But as of now, Buddy is holding down the fort and doing well. And truth to tell, I'm not sure what's in the cards for if he is going to be enjoying another play date with one of those cats, or if we're going to continue letting Buddy live on his own. And if that's what Buddy wants, that's what Buddy gets. That's the best part, Miss Sophia. We're going to listen to what he is asking of us. Yeah, of course, Kathy. Nothing. Always happy to answer our followers and supporters' questions, and I appreciate you wondering about that special guy. All right. Puma, I'm gonna see if you'll come to me, mister. Hey, pretty man. And we are heading back into Hybrid Haven, everyone, and I'm going to apologize in advance if I lose you. Our internet can be a little prickly back here, Mr. Puma. Puma, one of our hybrid rescues, unfortunately being surrendered for all the similar reasons that our other hybrid rescues have come to the Wildcat Sanctuary: territory urination, destructive habits. Nonetheless, happy to have Mr. Puma here, living compassionate at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Compassionately, that is, Mr. Puma. He says, I'm living compassionately, and I'm also living hungrily. Is that sarcasm, Puma? Because I know that you just got your breakfast. He says, yeah, it's sarcasm. And right on the other side of me is Eddie and Leo, who are two special hybrids, and two hybrids who kind of, obviously, we always get kind of poor service back here, but their bungalow is in the far reaches of Hybrid Haven originally, and I would always have issues getting all the way back there. I see someone in a dog glue, and it looks like a beautiful marbled coat, which is going to have to be Eddie the Bengal. And Eddie lives with Leo. I'll go a little bit closer. Please, service, hang on. Hey, Mr. Edward. Here you are, handsome man. He says, I was napping, I'm gonna keep on napping. Eddie and Leo. Eddie is a Bengal. Leo is a Savannah cat. Leo, we were contacted by a supporter who came across a Craigslist posting for a Savannah cat. In the description, they literally said that they paid thousands of dollars for this cat, and they want it gone. It's urinating all over everything. It's being unyielding. We want it gone. He was listed for free. So they paid thousands of dollars for Leo, and then we're giving him away for free just to get that cat out of their hair because they were so fed up with some of the hybrid tendencies that Leo was displaying that many of these hybrid cats display. So that's tragic in and of itself. And Eddie, who you can see him kind of lumped in his dog glue there, Eddie's got a really, really tragic story. Eddie was being used as a stud at a Bengal cattery. What was Eddie's repayment for years and years of this person profiting off of him? Well, when he aged out and was no longer able to kind of produce, as it were, this person just dropped Eddie off at a shelter for him to be euthanized. And we were contacted about a hybrid cat in need of a home, and we were able to take Eddie and then surmise the path that led him there. But this person wanting to make money off of Eddie, and then again, only for him to be discarded in the end. So two really kind of powerful stories regarding to our hybrid rescues, and man, I mean, some of the stories of the little cats are just as impactful as the big cats. It's really worth understanding all that these little ones go through, and just how tragic and cruel it is. Mr. Andre, who's the handsome man down there? Eddie is safe now. You're exactly right about that, Paul. Different circumstance with Andre, who we could just barely see under there. Andre, we were contacted by a family whose a relative had passed away. They knew that he was a hybrid cat. In the interim of that relative passing away, Andre was hardly seen around the house. And they knew that he was a hybrid cat. They knew that taking care of a hybrid cat came with a special set of responsibilities. So they reached out to us here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. So it is nice to see that kind of level of understanding for a cat like Andre, and people wanting to do the right thing, and them kind of having Andre thrust upon them, but still wanting to make sure that he is going to live a happy and healthy life. Now Andre is cruising by his girlfriend. If I can get the camera right, please light the way. You can see a silhouette at least. There's F1 Bengal Jewel, one of our handful of F1 Bengals who call the Wildcat Sanctuary home. F1 standing for Feline Generation. So Jewel's parents, one was a Asian leopard cat, and the other domestic cat. What do you think, Mr. Andre? And Andre and Jewel also live with Harley, handsome Harley. Oh, what's stinky down there? What's stinky? Live with handsome Harley, and Harley and Andre are really kind of the Bash brothers of the two, and Jewel, who has an F1 and many of our F1s, you know, a little bit more subdued, a little bit more shy, a little bit more questioning of humans. Hello, Mr. Felix. Oh, I apologize, mister. You're brave and bold. You'll show us how brave and bold you are. I'll come up right here, mister. Speaking of cats who are shy of humans, and man, how far they've come. There's Mr. Felix the Bengal. And Felix, Mr. Felix, unfortunately was attacking his owner. And attacking his owner at night while they were sleeping. And they had reached out to us and asked for us to take Mr. Felix in. And Felix was one of those cats, kind of as the prime documenter here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. He was one of those cats that, really just took a lot of patience, a lot of cooperation, and just very simply going at Felix's pace. And for him to be hanging out like this, sitting under his platform, well, 2 years ago, if you were to ask me that, I would say that might be a tall task. But here we are, Felix kind of wearing his badge of honor and really showing off just how much he's benefited from the love and compassion from our caretaking staff and benefited from being understood. Felix, that's what we're here for. We want you to be understood for what you are, and we're not going to push your boundaries or make you feel uncomfortable, Felix. And we're glad you came around at your own pace, mister. Alrighty. Hey, Miss Bestie. Hey, Riku. Hey, Xena. Oh, boss lady Xena coming through here. We're doing pretty well, folks. We're in Hybrid Haven here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. I have been kind of walking on eggshells here, waiting for the internet to give up on me, Miss Bestie, but happy that we get to share some of our hybrid rescues with our supporters today. What is it, pretty lady? And here comes Dahlia, too, And here comes... Ooh. Let's see. We're back, folks. We are back. Kendra Ditto, how many hybrids live there now? Kendra, I would love to get an exact number for you. I think it might be approaching 40, if not slightly above 40. I would have to go through and get a count for you. Maybe the interns who are at the computer can do that. But they make up the largest segment of our rescued population here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. We're one of the only accredited sanctuaries to have a devoted hybrid program for hybrid rescue cats in need. So yeah, definitely. They're a species that we have a lot of, and a species who we are really working hard and trying to kind of do right on their behalf here at TWS, and we appreciate you guys seeing and understanding that. Because to some people, Mr. Felix, hybrid cats, well, they might not be as glamorous and exciting as a lion, a tiger, a leopard, and I think after hearing some stories, woofda. I think we're on borrowed time here. I'm going to retreat. And I'm actually going to take this opportunity to see if I see Nunda in Phoenix. Got to see Bosco and Lizzie. We're back. We're back. Sorry about that little interruption, everyone. Looking for a few of our servals. I think I kind of hit the point of no return in Hybrid Haven. Just to give everyone some context, it kind of has 2.5 rows of bungalows. We're up here in the front, starting with Sophia and Benji, and then you can go all the way down this alleyway. That's going to loop around to a second row, and then there's going to be kind of a third row closest to the perimeter fence. So Hybrid Haven, it's a large portion of the sanctuary. I curse the internet for kind of defeating me, and because I'm wanting to give you guys a kind of big perspective as to all of these rescues and all of their stories, and how your guys' support makes all the difference. But I keep my chin up, as we always do, and we keep on keeping on. Still looking for a few more servals here. Let's see. We've definitely had a kind of a jam-packed live post so far, at least. We've gone over some Cats in Crisis wish list items. Applauded some of those. Hey, Mr. Hissy Man. Applauded some of those who have purchased some of the items, showed off some of those items. You don't need to mark him. You don't need to mark him. I'm going to sit right here, Mr. Hissy Zambuca. And kind of showed off our current supply of emergency equipment and how the expansion of the supply that we have is only going to help our emergency preparedness for the cats here. Hey, Mr. Hissy, you're hissing at the wrong person, because I'm not the magical caretaker with the tongs and the food bucket. That's little Diva in the background, hanging out with her gal pal, Scarlet. Let's see if I can catch that. Were you just rubbing on your gal pal, Scarlet? And then, of course, Mr. Zambuca, who's the only male between the two. And Zambuca, he says, I like my independence. I like the girls. Girls can be girls. And I'm going to go and do whatever I want to do. And Zambuca has those beautiful blue eyes. Zambuca is one of our more stern servals, and we like that about you, Zambuca. And speaking of which, we're just with all of our hybrid cats. I think Zambuca is a good example as to how the small cat crisis ties in, or rather the hybrid cats are encompassed in the small cat crisis. As Zambuca was found at a property, he was the only serval, and the house was filled with Savannah cats. So Zambuca was the stud who was being used to breed Savannah cats. Zambuca is declawed, and not to mention whatever cruelty and neglect he faced during that life as well. But I think it just goes to show, or maybe just give some perspective as to how hybrids are caught up in this small cat crisis. As well as what they're descending from, these wildcats, this African serval that's being kept in a home environment just to pump out more of these hybrid cats. Hey, pretty lady. Hey, pretty diva. What do you think? I think we've had a good afternoon. Let me look at some comments. Niece is asking, how has Hilo been since Sebastian passed? Well, Niece, I hope that you'd be hearing some news about Hilo soon. This morning, there's some talk of a play date between him and Thor Jr. Oh, not Thor Jr. That'd be our white tiger. That'd be Thor Sr. And Maximilian. So it'd be a group of savannahs that we're hoping that those three could merge as a group. Hilo right now lives along a shared wall, has been showing signs that he thinks that Maximilian and Thor aren't half bad. So actually today they're going to be starting a play date, and depending on how that all goes, I would like that you would be receiving a thorough update on Mr. Hilo and how he's been doing. So I appreciate you asking, and just know that Hilo is in the middle of the matchmaking game, which is pretty exciting. Because you're exactly right. You're wondering how Hilo has been since his companion Sebastian passed. Sebastian, the Bengal, who Hilo and Sebastian are very, very close with one another and bonded. Which is why we've been wanting to see if Hilo's willing to accept another cat into his heart, because we know that he benefits from that type of companionship. Let's see if I'm missing any more comments here. A lot of hissing of Zambuca. How's Ava and the Peppers and G-Pit Cabbage? I think that's another sponsor update that I won't divulge too much information on. But if you are a sponsor of any of the Ava and the Peppers, chili included, that you would be getting a sponsor update on them at least maybe by the end of next week, after caretakers have solidified a potential merge among that group. But again, I'm not going to divulge too much information. And obviously, I still want to make sure that you're feeling gratified as a sponsor of those cats. But rest assured, there should be some exciting news coming regarding that group. Daria asking, how's Luna and Sebastian doing these days? They're doing great. Luna and Sebastian, you might have seen some of the videos on Facebook showing some kiddie pools that we've been using. Kiddie pools that Jackie had been putting carrots in. It's like she was making a stew for the cats, Benji. She was putting carrots in there. She was adding some kind of different scents and spices. Bay leaves, I think, were in there. Sebastian and Luna, they received a pool. And I went there to document the pool, Mr. Benji. And I didn't, they weren't too interested in the pool, Daria. But I laughed to myself because I came back later, and the one thing that was taken out of the pool was the carrot. So I think Luna or Sebastian definitely had some fun with that carrot at least, but still always happy that the caretakers are wanting to try enrichment regardless if the cat likes it or not. And it looks like they picked out that carrot. So now Jackie knows that it's going to be just a scented carrot next time for them, Mr. Benj. But it's another special pair of cats with an incredible story. And unfortunately, another pair of cats where the internet kind of limits me. They're in kind of one of the far corners of the sanctuary. Where's your girlfriend, This is another thing caretakers added, these cool new hanging baskets. These are actually pretty much in every one of the hybrid bungalows, Mr. Benji, which is pretty darn cool. Gonna add a few more comments, making sure I'm not missing any questions. It's hard to go through comments, Mr. Benji, when you're in my lap like this, A lot of hellos to the servals. Someone asking, uh-oh, what happened to your hand, Judson? I pinched it. Checking a lock, Mr. Benji, for Jackie the other day. No cats involved. All right, goofball. All righty. Hey, everyone. I appreciate you guys coming and joining us on a live post today at the Wildcat Sanctuary. I appreciate those who have shopped the Amazon wish list, the special wish list that we've created for the Cats in Crisis campaign. Definitely something to where, hey, some of those items are an absolute necessity to the cats, and we understand that you guys see that necessity and want to help out the cats and the people. So thank you for understanding that, Mr. Benji. Also, thank you for understanding who we are and what we do and how we stand up for cats like Benji here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, a hybrid cat caught in between a domestic world and a wild world. And we're here to do right for you, Mr. Benji. And that's another thing I appreciate about all the people watching this, is that they're here to do right by you too. And that's just how much of a special thing that we have going here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, as our supporters empowering us to do all that we do and stand up for these wildcats in need. Be it big or small, Mr. Benji, we're here for you. We're here for you. All right, everyone, have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday. There you are. Have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday. We will be posting a link to that wish list later today as well, if maybe you'd like to take a look at it for yourself and purchase one of the items off of that. It would be much appreciated. But regardless, thanks for tuning in today. Thank you for lending us your ears and lending us your support here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. We will see you back here Thursday, because tomorrow we're going to be having a little Cats in Crisis celebration with Tiger Nova and Tiger Dash. So that'll be a little bit of a pool party tomorrow, which I'm hoping the folks will join. I'll be there. Tammy will be there. And of course, the cats will be there. And we hope you, our supporters, will be there. The most important part. So thanks again, everyone, for tuning in today, and we'll see you tomorrow here at the Wildcat Sanctuary.